So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the payment processors. We've been making videos focusing on Collective Shout and groups like Encos and what they are doing for this whole situation, but we haven't really talked too much about the payment processors. And Savvy has a really good thread that I want to go over discussing what you can do potentially with the payment processors to try to help in any way possible this entire censorship debacle. I'm also going to be talking about in this particular video how there are some snakes in the grass, certain people out there that are trying to pretend as if we all should just come together, do a little fusion dance, Dragon Ball Z style, and suddenly work together towards a common goal. These are the same people that were trying not even just that long ago to literally ruin the life of Kirsha and deplatform her as well. These kind of people are DMing Savvy to try to be like, oh yeah, let's be on the same side. No, let's not. So let's go over first the Visa and Mastercard stuff. So Savvy says a small thread on Visa and Mastercard for contacting purposes. Be sure to comment on any or Visa or Mastercard account or staff account as well. Also, Visa investor contact has been listed below. She then adds Visa and Mastercard and says that they have vague rules and legal speak that should not be allowed, both used but not limited to explain their rules. Now, here's the thing, man. These credit card companies, they know what they're doing, right? They've been doing this for years. They've been doing this for decades. They've been doing this for longer than that. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been able to get away with all kinds of nonsense over the last few decades. And now, of course, they're going to go after entertainment. They're going to be the ones who are going to try to say what you can and cannot consume. They are the same ones who have been trying to tell you what you can and cannot do as a grown adult. They're the same ones that went after guns and ammo. They're the same ones that go after everything. And now they're after your entertainment, and people are finally waking up to the nonsense. But Savvy says they also both wrote in their rules that in a way makes sense when applied to real human content. Dismembering people and engaging in bestiality is indeed illegal by law. Works of fiction are protected, but no human was harmed in fictional content the way that they would be if it was real content. Collective Shout decided to take credit for pushing them to enforce their TOS on merchants. So be sure to let them know that listening to foreign extremists is very anti-protected speech, protected art, anti-expression, but most importantly, illegal due to their duopoly status. Collective Shout and Encos are currently labeling all of anime as childlike so they can call it child exploitation to get it banned. They are directly attacking Elon Musk by calling Grok's Annie as childlike, and British MP women took that like gospel. So here's the thing, we talked about Collective Shout quite often. This is going to be one of those situations where it's going to be so many videos on this situation because it's not going to stop, right? They're not stopping, so we're not going to stop, right? Why would Collective Shout's not going to stop? So we are going to keep making videos talking about what they are doing and also what the Visa and MasterCard companies are doing as well. And it's not just them, by the way. American Express, all these payment processors are acting in the same exact unison. Savvy provides some screenshots here where if you look at the top, it says a member must not use the Visa-owned marks in any manner that may bring the Visa-owned marks or Visa Inc. or its affiliates into disrepute in relation to or for the purchase of trade of photographs, video imagery, computer-generated images, cartoons, simulation, or any other media or activities including, but not limited to, any of the following: child sexual abuse materials, incest, bestiality, R-word, or any other non-consensual sexual behavior, non-consensual mutilation of a person or a body part. A member that does not comply with these requirements will be subject to non-compliance assessments prescribed under the Visa Integrity Risk Program. And then if you look down here, it says in the European region, an acquirer of a merchant or sponsored merchant that offers the purchase of use of an online storage and file sharing services must ensure that the merchant or sponsored merchant both implement a process for reviewing, removing, and reporting illegal or prohibited content, and prevents individuals who have uploaded illegal or prohibited content from uploading any content in the future. Basically censorship, right? And again, they try to combine the illegal and everything else into the same bubble, but they're not in the same bubble. That's the thing. You may want to pretend as if that's the case, but it's not, right? These are completely different things. Illegal and legal, suspicious or whatever content, that's whatever word you want to use. I wouldn't even use suspicious. I would just use content that you don't like. That's really what it is, right? But you're trying to make them combine into the same bubble so that you can ban it all, right? Because you just don't like it, or it upsets you, or whatever the case would be. You don't like it. Implement a process for reviewing and removing, again, all that censorship, and then report to the legal content to the relevant authorities based on applicable laws or regulations in the country in which any of the following apply. The merchant or sponsored merchant has its merchant outlet. The illegal content is stored. The illegal content is uploaded and or downloaded. And if you fail to provide Visa with satisfactory information, Visa reserves the right to impose additional risk criteria as in section blah, 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 whatever. So that's one of the first screenshots. And then she has another screenshot where she highlights this particular paragraph under illegal or brand damaging transactions. The paragraph that's highlighted says a sale of product or service, including an image, which is patently offensive and lacks serious artistic value. Who are you to decide what's artistic value? Like, that's, bro, these people and the fucking balls on these companies, like, who are you to say what is artistic value and what's not when you got CEOs out there buying fucking paintings of bananas and spending millions of dollars on it? Who the fuck are you to say that what's, oh my God, bro. Anyway, such as, by the way of example and not limitation, images of non-consensual sexual behavior, sexual exploitation of a minor, non-consensual mutilation of a personal body part, and bestiality, or any other material that the corporation deems unacceptable to sell in connection with a mark. So again, this is very open-ended. They use the same not limited to language to try to keep it as open-ended as possible so that if they find something in the future that they just say, oh, I don't like that, then they could just ban it. It doesn't have to be in their TOS technically, because that's where the not limited to comes into play, you know? So it's such a fucking unbelievable system that they are trying to develop here. Mastercard has engaged in egregious overreach in the name of protecting their brand. Rules that appear to be for real flesh only have now been warped into selective fictional moral outrage. The CEO, my Bach Michael, is complicit in this, and even in 2023 seemed to think that ID verification was a good idea. Instead of recognizing parents should be parents. Here is most of Mastercard's offices. Some include faxes, etc. Be sure to call your local Mastercard branch and ask them why they are denying access to legally protected works of fiction. And of course, she lists all of the information down below. I'm going to link the thread so that you can have it. I'm not going to show it necessarily on YouTube because of TOS and all that, but I will link it to you so that you can see it, for yourselves, and you could go, do what you got to do. Visa has also engaged in ridiculous overreach, and you can let Ryan, the CEO, know here on LinkedIn. Feel free to comment on every post and tag him. You can also contact investors here and let them know that Visa is bending the knee. And again, she links everything. So I'm going to link this thread in the description box of this video and also in the comments pinned down below. But here's one thing I really want to talk about as well. And that's snakes in the grass. If you guys are unaware, there was a certain creature on the internet known as Anna Valens or something like that. And this particular person decided to go after Kirsha and try to literally ruin her life. I'm not even kidding. Like, to the point where Kirsha has had to go above and beyond for her own protection to try to ensure that she is safe, considering what this person tried to do to her. Now, here's the amazing thing about this. Not only did Anna Valens get self-owned and have all the hit pieces taken down from Vice and obviously tried to run away from the internet, but apparently this person has a pattern of doing this in multiple different communities. Savvy says, never ever forget this piece of trash. Had to be threatened with legal action to stop lying about Kirsha. This individual harasses women and seeks to censor everything he hates, lolly, or whatever he deems as lolly included. He doesn't care about this. He cares about his image and has flip-flopped before when it was beneficial to him, original Gamergate. This absolute snake in the grass is disgusting on every level. He had the audacity to DM me, wanting to cling to me because I'm doing actual work. We don't have serious issues. I loathe you. You think it's okay to hook sex toys up to online kids' games with the intent of having children trigger them. Someone like you trying to insert yourself into this is damaging to fighting back. They'll use you as a reason as to why we shouldn't be listened to. The best thing you could do is keep your mouth shut. Even better would be a formal apology to Kirsha and everyone else. Now, again, so Anna Valens is the one that tried to do this whole hit piece nonsense with Vice against Kirsha. Ended up, I believe, not even working for Vice anymore. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But this person is now DMing Savvy, trying to pretend as if, like I mentioned in my last video, oh, we suddenly care about censorship now. We suddenly care about censorship now because why? Because it's going after the stuff that you like now? Now, all of a sudden, we got to pretend like we're on the same side? Nah, bro, that's not how this is going to work. So Anna Valens ends up DMing Savvy and saying the following. Hey, I know we've had some serious issues with each other in the past, but I respect what you're doing with Collective Shout. These people are unhinged. Imagine someone like Anna Valens calling someone else unhinged, bro. What kind of timeline are we in right now? He says, I'm trying to get them to send me a full list of games they plan on targeting and why. If they give in, do you want me to send in your way? They seem to have Encos and Exodus Cry on their side, which explains the strong arming. And again, this post is now unavailable because I don't know if I'm blocked. Probably because I'm blocked. But she was quote tweeting Anna Valens and what was said. And then Savvy says, that's right, block me again. I would never work with a freak like you. Gross of you to think I would lack standards. Puts Kirsten's life in danger and tries to censor her over 2 months. Put differences aside. No, I don't think I will. You tried to hurt my friend with lies and we're given chances to apologize and never did. Filth, absolute filth. And again, the best way you can help is to delete your account and fuck off, Savvy said. This is unbelievable, man. When you click this picture here, you're going to see Anna Valens saying, don't agree with this. We don't have to work together, but we should be able to put differences aside for a greater good. And then he says, prior to Sunday, I reached out privately and offered Savvy additional information over a DM. If Collective Shout got back to me with a full games list, just received this reply. Anyway, uninterested in this drama. Just figured I'd put this out there. Then it happened. Not going to respond to anything further about it. How much you want to bet he does respond to things further about it? Anyway, the point is, you got to be careful. Shout out to Kirsha, by the way, saying Savvy is the best. You got to be careful with these snakes in the grass. I mean, they're literally everywhere, right? This person who advocated for censorship, this person who tried to take down other people just because reasons, right? Whatever that reason may be. They don't like them. They don't like their worldview. They don't like whatever. These people, when given the opportunity, they would be the censorious ones. They don't care about being anti-censorship. The only reason they want to fight back now is because their content is being targeted and they don't like it. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this entire ridiculous situation, not only between Visa and Mastercard, but also between Anna Valens and Savvy? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.